Wow, it's not exactly safe.
Our first tip when flying to Europe, especially from Canada or the USA, is to take a flight directly to the London, UK airport, and then from there book a separate flight to the other country that you are visiting. And you can use some flights such as Ryanair, SAS Air, Norwegian Air, and these all have discounted airfares, and I just think that's a lot cheaper and it cuts down the cost of flying to Europe.
So we just arrived in Copenhagen. And it was a very long flight. So we went from Calgary to London and then London to Copenhagen. We're so tired. We just took a nap. Christian, he's still sleeping. So yeah. But yeah, we're here and the apartment is so beautiful. We have this amazing apartment for the week while we're here. Our friend here in Denmark lent it to us for ourselves, and it's so amazing. So we're very grateful, because staying in Copenhagen can be very expensive.
Today is my birthday and I'm 28 years old, which is kind of crazy. And we're gonna go walk around in Newtown, and I'm wearing this really pretty red dress, which kind of suits the Danish flag colors. So yeah. If you want to do a lot of sightseeing when you're on your trip, a lot of things are actually free if you just check online on the websites of the country you're staying in. Sometimes museums are free on certain days. The great thing about Europe is free. You just walk around the architecture, you can look at that, it's free.
Hello. It's not exactly safe. How's it going?
I am really pretty.
You're really pretty.
Yeah.
Are you Danish?
No.
No? Okay.
Where are you from?
Canada?
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
From Quebec, Montreal.
Oh yeah?
Alberta.
Where the rails get smaller and smaller.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Accommodations in Europe, especially in Denmark, can be extremely expensive, especially if you're staying in a hotel. So what we recommend is to stay in an Airbnb. Those are very affordable and you can find them super easily online. And you only spend maybe $25 to $35 per night, which is really affordable. And we've been fortunate to be able to stay with some friends or family when we're in Europe. If you want to be super adventurous, Christian and we have actually stayed in a rental car and we've slept in it. So that way we have the freedom to go and travel around in our own car, but we can also sleep in it.
Go down?
Go on.
Sure. Okay.
You can take off pictures. Okay.
I'll just go over here and I'll...
You can try if you want.
Are you nervous?
No.
No? I am. Oh yeah.
Ah, okay.
Obviously, if you want to stay really tight on a budget, I would recommend not spending a lot of money on unnecessary things while you travel, such as shopping. However, if you are like me and you love shopping, that's going to be impossible, especially when you're in Europe. So I recommend whatever you usually spend at home on shopping, instead of shopping at home about 2 months before you go on your trip, save that money that you usually shop with or eat out with, save that money aside and use that money when you go to Europe, and then you won't be going into debt. You will already have saved money to go shopping.
What is this?
This building? This is Newtown, but it's just a regular, it's just someone's house, I think, apartments. And I like the color pink. I kind of, these are my colors, cat and mouse good, pink. Okay, I feel it. They're filming me. Another great tip that I've actually heard from other people, we have not yet tried it, but is to actually only travel with carry-on. And not only does that make your life a little bit easier because you don't have to be at the airport super early, when you travel with only carry-on, you eliminate any fees that can accumulate for checked in luggage, as well as when we have smaller luggages, we have the tendency to shop less because we don't have the space to bring it back. So that's a great little tip. Our next tip is regarding eating out. So when we travel, we try not to eat out too much at fancy restaurants because that can easily make your trip very expensive. We usually only eat out once or twice during our entire trip, and then the rest of the times we either eat at little vendors, which are a lot more affordable, or we just go to the local grocery store in the country we're visiting and we get produce from there, and that cuts down the cost so much. So as much as it's tempting to eat out at all these fancy restaurants, that will definitely kill your budget.
How's it going?
Again, we're here at the Palace, is it called Palace? Just saw the guard change.
What'd you think?
Very nice. I like the sound effects that they make. I don't know what they're saying. Another tip is to bring all the money that you're going to be using on your trip in the currency that you will be at. So if you're going to Denmark, for example, get the kroners taken out in your bank before you travel. It's a lot more cheaper than exchanging it overseas as well. Every time you use your debit card or your Visa, you will incur the exchange rate differences and interest. We made it inside of the castle's garden. I think this is a garden. It's very green here. Come on. Are you filming? I'm filming too. We're both filming! Also, try to fly to Europe during the off-season, which is generally in the fall time. The prices are a lot cheaper to fly. How to get around the city when you are traveling. I highly recommend not taking taxis unless it's extremely necessary to do so, just because they're so expensive. I would recommend just taking the public transportation. The train systems in Europe are so good, or even the buses, or you can just take a bike. There's a lot of rent-a-bikes down in the cities, especially in Copenhagen, and they're really affordable, and you can bike around the entire city for a really affordable price, and it's a lot of fun.
You're filming me, man.
What's happening?
This is the Danish Parliament.
The Danish Parliament?
The background.
Wow.
It's called Kitchen Bolt.
What do you want to try with my finger? Would you like some chocolate?
No! You know, it's filled with chocolate. What's not to like?
Good morning. We're in Budapest now and we're on our hotel boat, which is like on the canal, really close to the Parliament, and we have the sickest view. It's so beautiful. Insane. So we just woke up and had some breakfast and now we're gonna go explore, and it looks so nice, so I'll get some shots for you guys. Hi.
Wow. It's like a castle, but not at the same time. I don't know.
What are we doing here?
We're walking around and we're gonna juice and just trying to see the nice views from the top of the castle. And yeah, very, very hot outside.
It's pretty cool, hey?
Our last tip is regarding where you want to go to Europe. So Northern Europe, Scandinavia, France, all these countries are beautiful and I highly recommend you visit them, but they are extremely expensive. However, if you want to go to Europe but you just don't have the budget for those expensive cities and countries, I would recommend going somewhere like Budapest in Hungary or Croatia, you know, Southern Europe or Eastern Europe. They have just as much charm, just as much beauty, but they're so much more affordable. Budapest, thought it was kind of like a miniature Paris, and the prices were more than half the price less.
How's it going?
Yeah, we're in the massive public and it's very anti-Danish right now.
Very anti-Danish?
Yeah, it looks like I think of that, but I don't.
Oh.
I need the footage.
So,
I live here.
what are we doing here?
We're traveling because I have some culture here. Genetics.
Do you like it here?
It's very beautiful. But there's a lot of smoke here as well. Right there, I'm staring.
Wow.
So it's pretty cool being here in Hungary because my grandfather from my mom's side, he escaped communist Hungary like 60 years ago, and it's just kind of crazy being here as a tourist today where everything's different. It's pretty cool. I really like it. It's a really beautiful country, but it's crazy seeing some of the old buildings and like monuments because they have so much history, especially from like the war time. But yeah. It's been a pretty good day. It's really hot out today.
Hello.
Hi. So right behind you is the Parliament building, and it's probably one of the most impressive things here in Budapest, or at least that we've seen. It's like really big. And the canal's over there, and then behind me is a statue. So I just went to the Gucci store. And he got me a really nice necklace for my birthday. Thank you. I just got this Gucci necklace. Well, you can't see it. But yeah, I got it here in Budapest, Hungary. As you can see, got some really nice buildings. This is the Opera House, but it's under construction right now. And now we're gonna go and get a massage. I like this street because it has a lot of colorful buildings. Oh yeah, and I never said yes. Right now we are on the Pest side of the canal, and our boat is on the Buda side. So like there's, in Budapest it's split into two sections of the city. We're going to walk back to our little boat hotel now. We're just taking some last minute pictures and it's like a nice sunset. And we go back to, we take our last flight tomorrow back to Canada. So sad, I don't want to leave Europe. But it's been a really nice trip.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, you're videoing?
Where the heck are we?
In Hungary.
Why the heck are we here?
Because we want to see new places in the world other than Calgary.
What's wrong with Calgary?
Calgary's a little cold, a little plain.